How do I feel right now? I'm gonna just do a little emotional rant, I guess. Um, I kind of feel stuck, or as though I am trapped. I don't feel free to wander anymore. Um, I'm emotionally stuck in place. Um, it's something. Well, and I'm still reading my book. Um, here on Earth, and I took a couple messages out of that book that related to my situation. This one message, she said, free will requires a little intervention. What I think about this, I think about when you feel free minded or you feel free in any way, there's always some type of intervention. There's a like I guess this intervention can be a person. Something someone comes into your life and intrudes and gives you that, you know, just steps in the middle of what you what you have going on with yourself. Free will can be um like I said, free minded, you know, you're in a place where you're in a position where you don't have to do as much as everyone else. You're in a position where you don't do you're not doing what other people is doing, but still you're getting ahead, or you're benefiting just as they would benefit as well. So when this happens, there's always questions that arises. And this question, like I said, can come in the form of a person, just intruding in, or feeling like you have to pay a price. There has to be some price to pay, you know. Excuse me, I felt that coming. Feeling like there's some type of price to pay, because how are you in this position and I'm doing more than, I'm doing what I have to do, and you're you're doing what you're doing, but it's not as much as what I'm doing. Those type of questions arises, curiosity sparks, people start you know getting in your business and questioning. It's like some type of jealousy type thing. When you got free will, they question, like, I've been here longer than this person. Why is this person allowed to do this and I can't do that? This can this can also go as, a Christian. You're just now getting into the Bible, and you're just not going to church, and they see something in you, like, whoa, a lot, like, whoa, this you've leveled up, like you've joined. Okay, so you just now joining church, and you just now, getting into the field of things, and then you join a ministry. So then you're asked to join the ministry, so you join the ministry, and then this person I don't know the positions, how you love. Oh, I guess you went from being, I guess, because in the ministry you work cash register, you work in different areas, you're a cameraman, this and that. So let's say you was a cashier, because you're just starting off. So they put you in that position, and then boom, just like that, the pastor wants you to do a sermon with them. And they're like, whoa, hold on, how did this person go from being a cashier, because this they're a beginner. They skipped over the cameraman, they skipped over, you know um I guess there's also those that sit people down during service. They skipped over all that, and boom, you're preaching, you're doing a sermon with the pastor. How? And I've been here for what, 5, 6 years, and you just been here what, a couple months, and you got in that position. I've been waiting for that position for the longest. The intervention is when these people get in the midst of your blessing and they start questioning you. They start questioning everyone else. Well, they start questioning pastor, and their anger stirs up. Everyone else starts chiming in like, oh, I agree with this person. Why? And then you start getting down on yourself, and things just seem so clear. See, things just seem to go so right, because there wasn't nothing in the midst of nothing. You just you got to, you see it for what it is, and you're happy, and you're just like, wow, you know this is what I always wanted. I'm finally getting what I wanted. But like I said, the people get in the midst of that, and now you can't even feel the way you actually want to feel, because now it's too much going on between everyone else and what they don't want for you that's been given to you. People don't know what you've been doing, in the background. How did you get to this position? How you walk right in? These are the questions, like how do you walk right in and get to where we've been wanting to go for the longest. But it's all about being passion driven about what you want, or what you want out of life, you know? And sometimes it takes a certain person to see that it was in you all along, but other people will not agree. So therefore, every time you try to head in that direction, there's always something someone is doing to try to prevent you from moving forward, taking that next step. And sometimes it's just like, you get to a point where, forget it. It is what it is. I give up. But that's the easy route. You shouldn't give up. You shouldn't give up. But just know it's not going to be easy. There was this one person that said to me, he was like, it gets easy. It gets easier. And I was just like, at that time, I'm just like, I don't see it. I don't understand what you keep saying it gets easier for. It's not going to get easier. It's not easy. It's not easy now. So if it's not easy now, how is it going to get easier? But in fact, the truth is, it doesn't get easier. It gets harder. It gets harder. But it's all about your passion. It's all about what you want for yourself. It's all about your determination. You know, it's all about the direction you see yourself going. And still, you have to keep in mind, it does not get easier, it gets harder. That's the truth. It gets harder. It doesn't get easier. Um, and that's with anything you do. And it sucks. It sucks. So the next thing that stood out to me was, she said, in the end, What a friend wants for herself, that's what you have to want for her as well. So a true friend is going to want what they want, and it's a true friend. You okay, so you got this friend, and this friend wants to, they want this out of life. But to be that a true friend to that person is for you to say, I want that for you too. When no one wishes you well and no one is for you, your path becomes clear, and what happens to you happens for you, the way you imagine it for yourself. The only one looking over your shoulder is you. And the decision not to intrude. So when I wrote that part, um, it's like, okay, so you have you have your little group of friends, but sometimes you just gotta put them aside, and you gotta know that no matter what they want for you, it will never level up, or it'll never match up to what you want for yourself. So you just think about it as letting go, because even if this person does want something for you, you always have to keep in mind that there will be intervention, there will be intrusion in the midst of that. And people change, and that's the sucky thing about life. You always wish that that your friend, like when the person you grew up with, um you wish, that's the thing. I was watching this movie, and this woman, she had this best friend. No, it was a book. She had this best friend. I read this book, and she had this best friend, and she was just calling out to her best friend because she wanted things to be the same. But they got into it, something happened to where they wind up, splitting apart. But that best friend, always, she still had it in her heart, she still had it in her mind that i i I remember how we used to sit here and just stare at the water and just reminisce about, everything that was going on in our mind. I remember these times, but you don't remember because you allowed others to interfere with our vision. So it comes to a point where you gotta walk solo, and you gotta leave everyone behind. And when that happens, you can't look back and think twice about it. You have to be strong enough to just keep moving forward, because if you look back, you're going to turn around. But if you keep moving forward, well, if you look back, you can look back, but just don't change your mind. And if it does, if looking back does cause you to want to change your mind or give you second thoughts or a doubt, I will turn your head as fast as I can. But you just, that's what I said, that's what I meant about um and the decision not to intrude. So you can look back, but don't think twice about going back. Don't think twice about, being a part of what you chose to leave behind, being a part of that situation anymore, you know, because, that it'll just it'll just make you, question your own path, or of what you're heading to. It'll put doubts into, what you got going on for yourself. You don't want to be doubtful. Um, and that might have been all about that, where I'm at in that book so far. But that book is a good book. Um, as you can see, I was taking my notes because everything was just sticking out to me. I'm just like, wow, this book is really on point. Okay, so that's all I have right now about that book. Um, but I'm gonna continue on reading, and when I'm finished, I am going to do a book review. Um, so yeah, that's Here on Earth by Alice Hoffman. That's what I'm reading right now.